name's Rodana. I'm representing Mr. Easer. Basically just wanted to kind of have a conversation about how we might be able to get this issue resolved.
Sure, I definitely think that's possible. I'm Solana and of course representing Dr. Garfield in this matter. So again, very open to ideas that we might have to get this settled.
Okay. First of all, I think the main thing our client wanted to convey to make sure your client understood is that the whole issue with the price, the estimates and everything, it was definitely not something that normally happens at their garage. Mr. Easer had actually been out with a back injury, and so there was some confusion about the estimate and the process and everything because usually when the mechanic gives the estimate and they take it back into Mr. Easer to explain everything a little bit more thoroughly. So he just wanted to make sure that your client was aware that that was not like an intentional try to get away with something kind of thing. It was basically not something that happens normally, that whole process. But so considering all that, the client is worried about their reputation. The client is concerned about being paid for the services and the parts that they're out of pocket for. So what the client is initially suggesting is that we settle for the $3,446.50 with your client signing a confidentiality agreement and $500 attorney's fees.
Okay. And do you mind if I take notes?
No, that's okay.
Okay. Well, that is certainly news to our side. I don't think Dr. Garfield realized that Mr. Easer was experiencing some medical difficulties. I think that really plays into the miscommunication here. She definitely was not used to doing business that way with just the envelope estimate. She was used to getting a formal estimate from Mr. Easer before any work occurred, before she authorized any work. So my client is definitely willing to, at the very least, pay what was on the envelope estimate plus some reasonable upcharge for, the extra hours that it took young Mr. Hazard to finish the work. I definitely like the idea of confidentiality agreement. I think both sides want to see this relationship continue. And so there's not going to be, I don't think there should be any type of animosity between the sides. So I can see that being something that Dr. Garfield would agree to in this situation. I think that we are of the opinion the more fair estimate would probably be the first bill that she received plus I guess an industry standard when of about 20% on top of that for the labor. So we were thinking $22.82.40.
I definitely understand her position with that. There is an issue with the cost of the parts when, by our standards. The actual cost of the second estimate that Mr. Easer gave her, that was $3,002. That was actually had been discounted once because she was a family member, or their family business or whatever had already been discounted, and then we had discounted an additional $197 on top of that. So that $3,002 was already significantly discounted for the Garfield family, and we really want to try to at least get the labor and the parts that we covered. Otherwise, we're just going to be out of pocket for the repairs and the cost of the product, or the cost of the parts. So, do you think your client would be anywhere near the $3,002 in a confidentiality agreement with no attorney's fees?
In all reality, I think that's probably extremely fair, given the situation. I don't think that I could turn down that offer for my client. I think that she would be happy to see this settled for the $3,002, and possibly keep the relationship between the two families. I know that it's a small town, so confidentiality agreement would be fair as well, for both sides if possible, because again, Dr. Garfield does have her own business as well, and I'd hate to see any of this get out in the open and make things worse. So yeah, I think we can do the $3,002 in confidentiality agreement.
Okay, so $3,002 plus the signed confidentiality agreement. Everybody pays their own attorney's fees.
Yes.
All right.
Sounds great.
All right. Thank you.